Hello and welcome to a Black Desert tutorial on conversations, and we're going to be showing you how the conversation minigame works. It's kind of more complicated than you would think. Also, I forgot to put in the NPC tutorial that you can actually pickpocket from some NPCs. So there's the F2 button, steal. I've never actually tried that because it's not really my style, but comment below with your successes or failures on stealing and pickpocketing because I'm curious. I just don't want to do it. I figure I'll get caught and then they won't like me as much. So conversation button, 2 out of 41. We're going to click that, and it's conversations increase your amity level. And you see he's got things that I can unlock by having higher amity. So plus 50 amity, and I can go on a quest called Basics of Hunting. So clicking on the conversation button, here's our guy we're about to talk to. We have please select knowledge to discuss in order. 6 or more must be chosen. So the requirement for this conversation is I need to spark the interest of Lorenzo Murray 5 consecutive times. This means that we want to be able to have a high percentage of sparking interest on these knowledges down here, and we'll mouse over those and I'll show you how that works. Let me move the mic a little bit. There we go. Needed a little bit closer. So if you look at the left-hand side, we have wealth, which is basically their interest level and their favor, and these are just 2 different kind of almost currencies of the conversation. And down at the bottom, when you see the interaction result of this conversation, once we get done with it, it'll show us how many times we sparked interest, how many times we failed to spark interest, how much favor we have accumulated on that conversation, and what the maximum favor level is. And we see current amity level is 1, and we see how much we've increased our amity level here. The sparking interest will always succeed if interest level of the selected is higher. So this tip, there'll be different requirements on each conversation and different tips based on those requirements to kind of help you reach that. So you can see I can go through my little list of people, and if I mouse over them, you can see the interaction effect, and you see sparking interest as well as interest. And you see also the next combo effect at the bottom. After 2 turns, interest level will be reduced by 4 for 3 turns. So you can go through all these guys and see how much they spark interest. And I'm not going to optimize this right now. I'm just going to go ahead and say this person has a 100% chance of sparking his interest, but it gives 0 interest. So mainly this is for favor and not for interest is the way I read that. I'm still a little fuzzy on the details, but I'm learning. So the interest level here is 41. His interest level says 32, which means this is a 100% chance to spark interest. Then we go over here, 3%, 100% with this guy. We'll go ahead and add that. I want to make sure I get that 100% as much as possible to make sure I spark his interest every time. 100% with Lino Pietro. We'll talk about him. And we got 78 there with Santo. 66, 59, 97. Yes. And yep, 97 there, and Clarence has an 88% chance. And then finally, last one. So we have a good chance of getting a consecutive 5 times sparking interest with this guy. It's a pretty good chance. So start the conversation. Now that we've added them in order around this hammer, and that's going to allow us to start the conversation. And we talked about this, we talked about this, we talked about that. So those are smiley faces to say that I did spark interest. If I didn't spark interest, it would be a frowny face. So it went all the way, or not a frowny face, just not a smiley face. And as it went all the way around through all the conversations, we increased our amity by 13 total. We need to get to 50. We don't have to get it all in this turn. We can continue. We can go and continue the conversation, and that costs no energy. Each time we do the conversation, it costs a little bit of energy. But there's a danger in continuing the conversation, even though it doesn't use energy. It's like double or nothing. You're trying to get more amity, but if you fail even one requirement, if you succeed in 5 conversations in a row, but fail the 6th conversation, you will get 0 amity for all 6 conversations. So we'll go ahead and do continuous interaction for now so you can see what that looks like. Requirement now is to gain an accumulated favor of 106 or more. So we're going to be focusing on accumulated favor in this conversation. You can earn favor by successfully sparking interest. And same deal, find the ones that are going to best fit what we're trying to achieve. And you see the interest level that it gives. You can see the favor level that it gives. So Eileen here gives a lot of favor. You can see Pulvio gives a lot of favor, however his interest level is really low. Celis gives a lot of favor, and his interest level is decent. So you can kind of like go through and kind of figure this out just by mousing over, making decisions. This guy gives is 97% chance to spark interest. He gives 31 to 40 favor, so we're going to add him first off. I'm not as familiar with how the combos work, so that's something I'm still learning, so I apologize for that. So here we have favor is pretty high, 59% chance. Okay, Chlorence is 88% chance, 22 to 26 favor. We'll go with that. Mousing through, 66% chance with Bahar, but he has good favor. This one's Tranan Underfoe, 35 to 44 favor, and he's got high interest. So he really wants to talk about him. Finally, we got this one, Eileen. Pretty high favor, 56% chance to trigger. And who last? Who's going to be our last one? Celis, 59% chance, 45 to 49 favor. So a lot of these are lower percent chances, so we're probably going to get some fails in here, but hopefully the high favor amount will put us over that 106 amount we need to get past. Success, 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 fail, success. Oh, it was a smiley face. I thought it was just a non-frowny face. It was a frowny face. So we got 149 accumulated favor, maximum favor level 57. We got 1 failure and 1 sparking interest. I'm not sure why that's 1, because it seems like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It seems like 5 times we sparked interest. I don't know why that only says 1, but I could just be misunderstanding it. Yeah, so this is going to be plus 41 amity. So I'm going to go ahead and exit. I'm going to bank that amity. Current amity level is 42. And now I'm going to re-enter that conversation one more time. And the new task here is gain a maximum of 43 favor or more. That is so that's maximum favor down here. So that's not accumulated favor. And that's another one of those things that I think the maximum favor level is based off whichever was the highest favor that you triggered. So you see how this was 45 to 49. If it hits at 45 to 49, and that's the highest, if he hits 49, for instance, and that's the highest of any of our cards that we play, I'm going to call these cards now, I guess, then that will give us 49 in this maximum favor level. So really with this one, I kind of want to go around and find the one with the highest possible favor that has a legitimate chance of making it. So Eileen is good. And these cards, these knowledge cards essentially, are different for each person. Each person has a different level of interest in other people and a different level of favor and et cetera, et cetera. So based on who you're talking to, you're going to have to tailor your conversation game, I guess you could say. Yeah, because you remember this guy was 100% every time. Now he's only 97% chance of sparking interest. So the cards also change based on your conversations with the NPC. So Alfredo's still a good card for this guy. Anybody else that would be interesting? Bahar is a good chance. This guy's only 3% chance. He gives an awesome level of favor, but not a good level of actual chance that it's going to trigger. 12% there. 29 there. I don't think I'm going to find anyone else that's legitimate, so I'm just going to add Shiel, and that's 30% chance of getting 37. Not a big deal. Conversate. Let's see if we get it. 26. Come on. 41. 54. Yes, got it. So I guess Bahar must have, the way I understand that is Bahar must have triggered at 54. Is that the way that works? And I think combos actually may help that. Conversations are something that I don't understand quite as much about as I probably should. But that's how you basically play the conversation minigame. I think as we play more of this game, I think it's going to be more apparent how that actually functions. Okay, so now that I've done that conversation, I should have unlocked basic hunting. Let's see how that works. And yep, the quest is now unlocked. I can unlock that quest, do basics of hunting, next, accept, and boom, I have the basics of hunting quest, which asks me to meet Daphne DeLucci. And that's it. That is how you do the conversation minigame. I will try to understand more about how the whole favor system works and how the maximum favor versus accumulated favor and all that stuff. And if I'm incorrect on any of that, hopefully I'll have the time to make another video and update you guys on a better understanding of how that works exactly. But hopefully that helped. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer whatever I can. And remember, keep it clean.